Hello everyone. In this short tutorial video, we will be doing a playthrough of the interactive game created for my online course. The course was designed as an online instructional unit which focuses on Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird and was developed using the cognitivism theory. The game we are about to play was designed as an alternative summative assessment for students to complete. It focuses primarily on presenting different challenges to students from the perspective of Scout Finch, the novel's protagonist. This summative game will allow for the instructor to assess the student's cognitive processing based on their ability to craft arguments and reason. The interactive game will be launched online using Google Slides, which will enable each student to make a copy of the original slides and complete the assessment using their own original responses. Now, let's dive in and take a look at gameplay. This is the first slide the students will see when the game begins. The slide is important because it introduces the assessment to let the students know the purpose of this interactive journey. They will be building a time capsule from the perspective of Scout Finch, which will demonstrate their understanding of the novel. This slide also introduces the students to the text and formatting they will see for the remainder of the game. Once the student is ready, they will click on the button in the center of the screen, which will take them to the first instructional slide. This slide uses the game's first visual with a picture of Scout Finch. The students are instructed to click the picture to begin. So we'll go ahead and do that. From the first transition comes the instructions to the first challenge of the game. Students are asked to create a digital cartoon that depicts a defining moment in Scout's life. They will use Pixton for this challenge, an application they will use frequently throughout the course. Once they create the cartoon, students must also provide a quote and 2 to 3 sentences of analysis. Students can click on the green thumb icon to ensure they understand the instructions and are ready to move on. Here is the first challenge slide that students will edit. I have incorporated the voice recording on the PowerPoint to allow students to listen to the instructions rather than have to go back a slide. Students can simply copy and paste their cartoon from Pixton right into the space provided, along with their quote and analysis. Once they are finished, they will click at the icon at the bottom of this page, which uses a stylish transition to bring them to the star slide. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And we have the curtain effect, which takes us to our first star slide. This slide was incorporated to give the assessment a game-like feel. Students earn stars as they complete challenges. On this slide, students see they have earned their first star, which is accompanied by the applause soundbite from PowerPoint. This also lets students track their progress by letting them know they have 2 more challenges to complete. When they are ready, students will click the icon to move on. This takes us to the instructional slide for the game's second challenge. In this challenge, students are asked to write a letter in the first person from the perspective of Scout on the lessons she learned growing up in Macomb and how these lessons helped shape her into the adult she is today. This challenge asks students to write from a different perspective while still focusing on the main objectives of demonstrating their understanding of the novel and argumentative skills. Students once again click the green thumb icon to move on. Here is the layout for the challenge. To give this challenge more of a real feel, I used the scroll images to simulate the letter from Scout. Additionally, the PowerPoint theme used provided a great font which was adjusted to make it look like Scout signed the letter here at the bottom. Once students finish the challenge, they click on the icon at the bottom of the screen, which uses another stylish transition to our star slide. Once again, the transition is accompanied by applause to let the student know they have earned their second of 3 stars. When the student is ready, they can click the icon to move on. This slide presents the student with the final challenge of the game. As you can see from the screen, the student will choose one of three options, which all revolve around major themes from the novel. Each theme presents the same type of challenge. Let's click on the first theme, Coming of Age. On this slide, students are asked to use 4 lines from the novel to create a found poem about the theme Coming of Age. Once the student creates their poem, they use the box on the right to provide their rationale as to how their poem highlights the theme. By clicking on the icon, the student will be taken to the last star slide to let them know they have completed the game. However, for the sake of the tutorial, let's take a look at the other 2 themes. We will go back to the choice slide here and click Injustice. As you can see, it takes the student to a similar challenge slide with a different color. If I go back to the choice slide and choose Perspective, you will see it takes the student to another similar slide with a different color. Regardless of what theme the student chooses, once they have finished and click on the icon, they will be taken to the last star of the game. On this last star slide, the student can see they have earned their final star and have completed the game.